Hey, what's good, y'all? All right, so you guys see that we're on live stream, and I decided that we're gonna go and straight tell you guys what's going on with 2K right now during this live stream. The live chat is in here. Salute to y'all. But what's going on is that 2K is gonna have every 2K player sign a new TOS. You guys are gonna have to go through new terms of service agreement, and you have to accept these new terms. Otherwise, you cannot play 2K. I'm gonna pull up the image right now, and you guys are gonna see it says terms of service update. Our legal terms are changing on February 28th, 2024. You must accept our new terms in order to play after February 28th, 2024. You guys are just seeing during the live stream portion. I decided, you know what, I gotta make a video, but I didn't want to lose touch with the live, so let me just go ahead and make the video while I'm live streaming. I'm gonna read you guys something that the good homie AllCity Big Hex just sent me, because there's speculation that these new terms of service have to do, the new terms of service that they're gonna force every single 2K player to accept. It seems that these new terms of service have to do with a recent class action lawsuit that somebody held against 2K, and that must have really shook 2K up. And this first portion is something that we're used to with like terms of service agreements. It says user rules. Your use of the services includes the obligation and responsibility to help us ensure that our social and online gaming experiences are inclusive and respectful for all users, our employees, and contractors. You must follow the rules in Section 6, including the code of conduct while using the services. And I think those are terms of service that a lot of you guys are familiar with. Now, here's where things get kind of sketchy, y'all. Section 15 starts out with the title mandatory arbitration. And I need you guys to really hear me out here. It says here, this agreement contains a mandatory arbitration clause and a waiver of class action and jury trial rights for all users residing in the United States and any other territory other than Australia, Switzerland, the United Kingdom, or the territories of the European Economic Area. For covered users, unless you opt out via the process in Section 15, you will be bound by the arbitration agreement, which means that you and Take-Two will be required to resolve any dispute subject to the limited expectations. By final binding individual arbitration clause waives your right to jury trial and to participate in any type of class action lawsuit, collective actions, and all other types of court proceedings. You acknowledge that you understand and unless validly opt out, expressly agree to the mandatory arbitration clause and class action jury trial waiver. Another snippet that the good homie AllCity Big Heck just sent me. We'll read it verbatim. We have the right to modify, delete, move, remove, or suspend any virtual items at any time with or without notice to you and with no liability of any kind to you. We may limit the total amount of virtual items that may be held for any one game or that may be held in your account in the aggregate. We may limit the period of time during which you may hold or use virtual items related to any particular game or other aspect of the services. Additionally, the price and availability of virtual items to purchase or acquire are subject to change. You agree that you guys have no ownership or other rights in or to any virtual items, and it says or your account. You guys do not own your account. You guys do not own any virtual items. There's no liability on 2K. If you buy these virtual items, 2K don't owe you nothing. In other words, 2K can actually swipe these virtual items. And when you accept these new terms of service agreements on February 28th, they're telling you that they could swipe this right from your account and you already accepted the fact that you don't own them. They are not yours. It's all an illusion. Now, if another company did this that had a lot of integrity, I know nobody would be stressing it. They purchased the game, they know what they're getting. Unfortunately, a lot of 2K players have no idea whatsoever what they're gonna receive, because whatever 2K tells them that they're gonna receive prior to the release is something totally different when they get their hands on the game. So this lack of integrity from 2K, a company that has these predatory, aggressive ways to pursuing microtransactions, this same company is telling you guys, we own everything, even though you pay for it, it's not yours, Brody. I'll give you guys a perfect instance. That base unit sale, if you purchased it digitally, you do not own that, bro. That's not yours. Although I think this is highly unlikely, I don't see 2K wanting to remove 2K from your dashboard. When you sign these new terms of service agreements, that's exactly what they can do, and they're no longer liable for it. I gave the analogy just a second ago. Let's say, because somebody had mentioned, if you purchase a bike as a virtual item, you don't really own it. We know this. I get that, bro. But you're expecting to have that virtual item for the longevity or period of time that you're playing that iteration of 2K. What this new agreement is saying is that they can swipe that new bike that you paid 150K VC for. They can swipe that joint right off of your account, and you can't do nothing about it. Prior to this new terms of service agreement, in previous versions of 2K, you could submit a support ticket. You may very well be able to do that in future 2Ks, even with this new terms of service agreement. But that doesn't mean there's an obligation on 2K's behalf to fulfill that 2K support ticket. They're not liable, and that's exactly what this new terms of service agreement is saying. Hopefully this resonates with a lot of you guys. Let's get back to the live stream. I know that was a lot to take in. The live stream got their first glimpse of me creating a video like right off rip. So you guys see what I'm doing here when I'm by myself and I'm creating videos. I'm gonna use this recording, and this live stream recording, because I recorded it while I was live streaming, I just hit record. We're gonna use this and we're gonna put this right into an upload. So salute to y'all. Let's get to the chat. What do you guys got to say? I already made the chat known well in advance that this was gonna go down like this. So hopefully they got some good things to say. He said, Jordy and Bree said, this is crazy. A game I grew up playing is done for, and it being their own fault is even more crazy. Now the public views 2K as the enemy. Also, us being a social media era, very alarming. It is alarming, and I share the same exact sentiment. You wanna know why? Because I grew up playing 2K as well. From the very first iteration of 2K on Dreamcast, I remember being just super excited that we're in this new era of gaming. Only the Lord knew that we were gonna end up like this, because I had no idea 2K was gonna go this route. They are trying to make us sign a contract under duress. They're trying to say, pay us, agree to our new terms. And by the way, if you don't agree to these terms, you guys are not gonna be able to play 2K. They're trying to say, pay us, agree to our new terms of service, or you can't play the game. Play the game that you already paid for, by the way. That was an absolutely great point. You guys already paid for 2K24. It's already on your dashboard. How dare 2K generate these new terms of service and tell you guys that they relinquish all liability now, even though you already paid for the game under the old terms of service agreement. Pretty wild, man. And like I mentioned earlier, this may be an option for folks to pursue a class action lawsuit before signing these new terms of service agreement. You didn't sign it just yet. The only thing that you're accountable for is for the terms of service agreement that you signed up for and accepted when you bought 2K24. This new thing coming mid-year, that should not have happened. If anything, it should have happened on the release of 2K25. But I'm telling you, that class action lawsuit that took place in California, that must have shook up 2K to the point that they have the entire community, they have the entire player base signing a new terms of service agreement. Absolutely insane. Stretch Pig said, I wonder if this also means that 2K will lay off some of the 2K support employees in an effort to continue to make more money and not have to pay as many people. Man, do you see how easy, when folks understand 2K language, you see how easy it is to see like the possibilities of why something like this may have come about? Now, if you didn't know about the lawsuit, then maybe you'd be lost here. I reported on the lawsuit about a month ago, and it obviously rattled their cages, because here we are. It hit them so hard. And if you guys don't know what happened, what supposedly happened is that 2K ended up shutting down one of their older servers, and there was this young kid in California who had money invested in that older game. He was playing the game, and he went up to his mom's and told his mom's the whole story, how they shut down the server and he lost everything. The mom said, oh, hell to the nah. Took him to court. set up a class action lawsuit, and I don't know what happened from there. Now they're telling you guys are gonna have to go through arbitration. You're waiving your right. When you accept these new terms of services, you're waiving your right to create or generate a class action lawsuit. You can't gather people. You can't gather a collective of folks who are experiencing the same thing as you and go take 2K to court. Those days are gone. You waive that right with these new TOS. New terms of service agreements. So interesting stuff, man. 2K getting greedier and greedier. Gasson said 2K is getting greedier and greedier every year. Julius said, that's insane. I want my money for the game and the 300 plus in VC I spent. Give it back, Pookie. 2K, you owe, Pookie. Crazy. If I don't sign this, I can't even go back to 23. Am I wrong about that? I'm not absolutely sure if this applies to older versions of 2K. That's actually a good question, Lucky Spumoni. I don't know if that's going to be the case. I imagine that when you sign these new terms of service agreements, it's based off your account. So anytime you're logging into 2K, no matter which version of the game you're getting on, it applies. That's what I imagine is the case. Old Man Beginner in the building says, so you're paying real money for something that you really don't own now. And this is where it gets crazy, Old Man Beginner, because we all know, like, I don't want to be naive here. Like, we understand. I want to let the viewers know that we understand these are virtual items. But we're expecting those virtual items to be tied to our account for the iteration of 2K that we're playing. With this new terms of service agreement, what 2K is basically saying is that, nah, bro, we could pull that right from your account and you have no say so. And then when you think of how petty one of the biggest representatives of 2K, Ronnie 2K, like the face of 2K, how petty a person he is, where he'll like ban people for no reason. He just acts real petty. And if you guys don't recall, I'll remind you guys when he didn't like, what was the homie, DeMarcus Cousins? He didn't like something that DeMarcus Cousins had said and he thought his mic was off. So he straight called them a dick. Like he straight said it and he just didn't know. He had to apologize later. But these are the type, they're not professionals is what I'm trying to say here. It ain't like they're constant professionals that we're dealing with here. This is the face, the person who represents 2K. So you can only imagine how many folks, listen, how many of you, I'll give you guys a for instance, because it's happened this year. How many times have you lost all your 2K sneakers that cost 10,000 V, your custom shoes, 10,000 VC each? How many times have you lost that? How many times have you lost all your tattoos? And for those who don't really fully understand, if you're not a 2K player, you're like, I can't really understand. What does that mean? 10,000 VC is a lot for a custom pair of sneakers. And you spend about 100,000 VC to get your tattoo game up to par. So right off rip, that's easily what, $30, $40, right off rip, down the drain. And most people were putting in 2K support tickets. Well, now we don't even know if 2K support will even cover these options with these new terms of service agreements. Look at that, multiple times. The homie said, King Gavin said every year. Gaston said multiple times. Again, I had mentioned this earlier. It'd be very different if we were dealing with a company with a high amount of integrity. But 2K has proven the complete opposite, at least for me. That's me. That's only solely my opinion. I'm a 2K content creator, so I've been able to see the opinions of many, many, many other folks. And ironically, they feel very similar to me. 2K got to get their game together. I don't think it's in 2K's best interest at this point in 2K history, where, you know, the player base, they're losing their core player base. Now they got this revolving door of just brand new players in and out. Nobody's really stuck on 2K anymore like they used to be back in the day. Folks are just fed up. And it's at this moment when they pushed us in, like, we're like right at the cliff. It's at this moment that 2K said, oh yeah, by the way, sign this. You don't own none of that. When you jump off that cliff, we'll take everything back. Also, what's even crazier, like the homie mentioned earlier, you're signing this agreement mid-year after you already purchased the game under the old agreement, where it was pretty much code of conduct. And now you're signing this new agreement, pretty much saying 2K could take it all away from you. You own nothing. You don't even own your account, and we're not going to be liable for it. And furthermore, if you choose to take the civil route, the furthest you can go is settling out of court. This will never go like to a jury. There will never be case law on this. This is why 2K is doing this, so there's no case law on it. There will never be case law on it. The only way that you can reap any type of benefit for pursuing some sort of civil action against 2K is through arbitration. And through arbitration with 2K's money, you barely stand a chance, bro. That's what they're banking on. It's like Debo saying, what, B? What you want to make? What you want to happen? Through arbitration, you're playing on their terms. They got the money to settle out. I'm sure they got the finances to settle out, but you think that's going in your favor, bro? Man, it's wild. Let's get to the chat. So you're saying other games force you to pay to win? What games exactly? Especially ones as big as 2K. That's why it's a problem. Pay $70, then pay more inside the game. It's insane. And that's what I was getting at. It's like we're not, this is not chump change we're talking about. How does 2K get the player base to sign an agreement saying that whatever you pay for is ours, not yours? That's what the agreement says. They could rob you blind and you can't do nothing about it. I'm not saying this speculation. I'm not saying that's what would happen. I don't think it's in 2K's best interest to outright take everything from their player base. But with this new terms of service agreement, what you're signing basically says they can. You don't even own your account, Brody. You don't own anything in the game. Your virtual currency could be wiped out. 2K's not liable. And if you want to take them to court, you're going through arbitration because you waived the right to a jury trial or any sort of class action lawsuit just by hitting accept on this new terms of service agreement that's coming to NBA 2K24 February 28th. Salute to y'all. Salute to the live stream, man. Wishing y'all all a safe and blessed rest of your night, man. I'll catch you guys either on the next video or live stream. Easy, y'all. If you guys are tired of running with randoms and you're looking for players to run with on NBA 2K, come on out and join our Discord. We'd love to have you. The link for Discord will be in the description below. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in, and y'all be sure to keep it locked right here at AllCity Live TV because we got a bunch more NBA 2K24 news, information, and updates coming your way. Drop a like and drop a sub on your way out. I'll catch you guys on the next video or live stream. Easy, y'all.